everyone. Welcome to today's talk where we are diving even deeper into the art of nurturing your inner circle and embracing positive connections. Today we will explore a topic that's often easier said than done, but is absolutely vital for our well-being, and that is setting boundaries. In last week's talk, we basically celebrated the beauty of, positive connections and the transformative power they bring to our lives. And so today, I would actually like to roll up our sleeves and to discuss the practical side of not only creating but also maintaining those healthy, nourishing relationships. Boundaries are like the fence that protects the most beautiful garden. They are the invisible lines that define how we want to be treated and how we treat others. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, setting boundaries is actually a very crucial step in ensuring our relationships are built on respect, understanding, and empathy. So let's begin by understanding what boundaries truly are. So boundaries are basically guidelines, rules, or limits that we set for ourselves and that we communicate to others. They define our personal space, physical and emotional, and they are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. So why are they essential? Well, boundaries are actually an act of self-care. They are about recognizing our own needs and honoring them. When we set boundaries, we are essentially saying, this is how I want to be treated, and this is how I want to treat you. It's like a declaration of self-respect and of respect for others. Boundaries are a fundamental component of mutual respect. They will create a framework in which both parties in a relationship will understand each other's limits and will act accordingly. Sorry about the background. Now, without boundaries, you will often have misunderstandings or even conflicts arising. Healthy boundaries will protect your emotional well-being. They will prevent us from being emotionally drained or even overwhelmed by other people's demands, criticism, or even negativity. So, now I'm going to give you some practical tips for setting boundaries. First of all, you need to identify your needs. To set boundaries effectively, you must first be clear about your own needs. You need to take time to reflect on what makes you comfortable and what doesn't. Then, once you've identified your boundaries, you will need to communicate them clearly and assertively. And I would really like you to use I statements to express your feelings and your needs. For example, you would say, I need some alone time to recharge, instead of, you never give me any space. I also need you to be consistent. Consistency is actually a key in boundary settings, or key in boundary settings. Don't waver, don't make exceptions if they compromise your well-being. Very, very important. So, setting boundaries can actually be quite challenging, especially if you are used to accommodating others. So you will need to be gentle with yourself during this process. It really is a learning curve, and it's okay to make mistakes. And another thing, just as you expect others to respect your boundaries, you must respect theirs. And this will then create a culture of mutual respect within all your relationship. I'd like to say a few words about the challenges that we will meet, the fears, because setting boundaries can actually be quite intimidating and it will bring up fears and challenges. Many people fear that setting boundaries will actually lead to conflicts. And while conflicts may actually arise initially, they are a natural part of establishing new boundaries. And honestly, over time, as others will learn to respect your boundaries, it will decrease. Also, another fear is a fear of rejection. Some people will fear that asserting boundaries may lead to rejection or even abandonment. But what you need to remember is that those who truly care about you will actually respect your boundaries, and those who don't will naturally fade away. Guilt is another thing, especially if you are used to putting other people's needs first. But it's actually essential to remember that taking care of your well-being is not selfish. It is very much necessary. So, in conclusion, setting boundaries is actually a very powerful act of self-care and self-respect. It's about defining how you want to be treated and protecting your emotional well-being. By setting boundaries, you actually create a space where positive connections can thrive and conflicts can be minimized. Over the next 7 days, I would love to encourage you to start practicing boundary setting in your daily life. And to help you, I've got a little practical exercise that you are welcome to do. So, day 1, identify your needs. Take some quiet time to identify your emotional and physical needs. Reflect on what makes you comfortable and what doesn't. Take a piece of paper and a pen and write these down to gain clarity. Day 2, communicate clearly. Choose a small boundary to assert today. Practice communicating it clearly and assertively using the I statement. I need some time alone tonight to recharge. Day 3, be consistent. Focus on maintaining the boundary that you set yesterday. Be consistent in asserting it, even if it feels challenging. And it will at times feel very challenging. Day 4, compassion. Today, practice self-compassion. If you encounter resistance or if you make mistakes in boundary settings, I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to remember that it's a learning process. Day 5 will be about respecting other people's boundaries. Today, I want you to concentrate on that, on respecting other people's limits, just as you expect them to respect yours. Day 6 will be about facing your fears. I'd like you to identify a fear or a challenge related to boundary setting that you've been avoiding. And I want you to take a small step to face it, whether it's asserting a more significant boundary or even addressing a long-standing issue. And finally, day 7, reflect and celebrate. Reflect on your boundary setting journey over the past week. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Set an intention to continue practicing boundary setting in your daily life. Now remember, setting boundaries is very much a gradual process. And it's absolutely okay to take it one step at a time. Each day's exercise builds on the previous one, helping you strengthen your ability to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Now, in closing, I would very much like to encourage all of you to subscribe to my channel. In doing so, you'll stay updated with our discussions on personal growth, self-discovery, and creating a life filled with positivity and purpose. Your support means the world to me, and I am very excited to have you all as part of our community. And remember, as we journey through life, setting boundaries is an essential aspect of nurturing your inner circle and of protecting your peace. It's definitely not about shutting people out, but about creating a space where positivity and respect can thrive. So let's continue this exploration together, and I very much look forward to our next talk. Thank you everyone for being here today, and I will speak to you next week. Until next time, take care, stay positive, and most importantly, keep nurturing your inner circle. Namaste. Thank you.